That entire thing, that entire crossing the border, took around 1 hour and 15 minutes at 6:30 in the morning when it wasn't busy. So now I was entering a country, once again, that didn't use euros. It used Ukrainian, I can't pronounce it, but I'll put it on screen. It was pretty good pound to this, and this country's quite cheap because it's quite poor in some parts, I guess you could say, and they have their own oil, so they make their own petrol. Anyway, how do I keep track of all these different currencies? Well, this is my main wallet. This was given to me by a friend about 1 day before I left England. This came in the post, which is very lucky because I did need a wallet after my old one being burned. And this was my main wallet, and I'd keep just euros in here because that was like accepted in most countries, and I kept a few hundred euros in there, always to hand essentially. But this wallet was buried at the bottom of a bag, either on my bike or my person. So when I was in the country, or any country, this wallet, a second wallet, would house the currency for the country I was in at the time. This wallet was 50p, or about that in Hungary, and I had it with me throughout the entire trip. This second wallet is can be described as the mugger's wallet, because this is like essentially a dummy wallet. It's just made to look like an actual wallet, not your main wallet. And if you were to get mugged, you would offer this one first, because this is the one that they would look at it, take 2 secs, oh there's a bit of money in there, we're happy with that, and go. I didn't think I'd have to use the mugger's wallet on the police. So what exactly happened with the police? Well, I was riding along through the street and someone started yelling at me in Russian or Ukrainian or something. He came alongside my bike, told me stop. I told him that I was English. He then told me exactly, in clear as day English, you speeding, you go cash point, give me, showed him a calculator, 120 euros, and give it to me, and then you can go. I said, no, I don't have 120 euros. He goes, oh, okay, you go cash point. I opened my mugger's wallet. You could see only 20,000 forints, some Hungarian money, and that's it. After 15 minutes or 20 minutes of talking to him, eventually he accepted the 20,000 forints and sent me on my way. Now, I was riding through Ukraine on a BMW with English license plates. I guess I kind of was a target.
So what was my first few hours like in Ukraine? Now, I had passed through some very poor areas, and I could only describe them really as war-torn. There still is fighting going on in the country as of the date of the recording, around 2017. Some parts were extremely poor, but then you'd also see on the same street, half a mile down the road, would be a mansion with an amazing brand new very shiny car out the front. There was not really any middle class. It just seemed you were either very poor or very rich. You either drove a van, a Russian Lada, or like a brand new car. Take this street market. If you want to know what, village or town that's near, I can't give you one because it's on a road that's equivalent of a dual carriageway, but essentially it's more close to their motorway, as in it's a main road where you go from, city to city, and it's one of the main places that you get through. And it's a bit bizarre they've set up a marketplace on it, but I guess it guarantees to get through traffic. Had everything for sale. Watermelons to live chickens in cages. So in Ukraine, the roads were not the best condition. In England, people always complain about potholes and how bad our roads are, but they really can't complain. Or since I've been to Ukraine and back, I'll never complain again. Now, what side of the road do they drive on in Ukraine? Well, it's whatever's left of the road. So they'll sometimes drive on the left side, on the right side, in the middle, and that's it really. It was a good thing I was on this BMW with quite a long suspension, but even I felt that on the bike. I think everything was built by the Russians about 40 or 50 years ago, and then, well, nothing was really repaired. And I can understand why some of these roads don't get done, because it's only the simple village folk that go through this area, or some crazy nutter on his BMW as he tries to go across Ukraine. People would always see the bike coming and at least they would pull over and let me go because they knew I'd be going quicker. I saw some really nice countryside in Ukraine. I was really hoping to see some bears or something, or some wildlife, but unfortunately not. Just the occasional bull. Now, believe this or not, but riding through Ukraine for a few hours on these sorts of roads in plus 38 degrees really tired me out. A wonderful long off-road route. This road's actually pretty good condition, as you can see. While the road isn't, sun's out. The roads here are, let's just say I'm glad I've got suspension on this bike, otherwise I'd be going very, very slow indeed. Quality fuel. Let's go to a hotel. Had a bit of a day. Oh, it's too hot today. So, I'm staying in this hotel room. I paid about £10, I think, where it was. Anyway, the budget's completely blown out for this country. I've spent probably 3 days' budget here. There's a bird's nest out my window. Baby birds, chicks, whatever they are. They're coming in to feed them. Oh, there's another. There's another one in this corner as well. So I've got 2 birds' nests, and the best view of all from this window, I can see my bike. Hopefully, it'll be there tomorrow morning.